and I am here to do past life reading for the Aries. Shout out to my Aries out there. Um, so, what is the value? Well, let's say it like this. You got somebody that you were enemies with, somebody that's hating on you, somebody that might be a little obsessed with you, can't stop talking about you, basically trying to ruin your life. Okay. Basically, you know what I'm saying? On some real bum shit. Okay. You got somebody doing the most, right? Somebody that you see as a karmic, pretty much, because they cannot stop. Okay. More than likely, this alignment has something to do with the past life. Okay. So if it in fact does, this is for those of you that have acknowledged the past life, you believe in past life regressions. Okay. Um, you know what is one of the most powerful things to do is know who they were in the previous life. And the reason why this is valuable because it helps you get to know the psyche of your enemy. Okay. So we're going to look at who they were, what they were. There may be several different answers because these are general readings. Obviously, getting private readings are the best. So if you guys need to contact me, the link is below in the video description box. Okay. And then also, I do work with clients on past life regressions because honestly, you see a lot of karmics, they want you to lose for some reason. For whatever reason, it's very empowering when somebody else's intent is not able to affect you. Okay. So that's my little pre-speech before we get started. I'm going to be using this past life deck. And we're just going to see and I'm going to see, I'm only going to be using the oracle cards this time for these readings. Okay. So we're going to call two spirit guides for the Aries. Hold on a minute. By the way, if you're new to the channel, you can hit that subscribe button. All right, spirit guides for the Aries. We want to know Aries' worst enemy. Aries' worst enemy. We want to know who they were in a past life. Who were they to Aries? So the forgiveness card comes up. The Celtic card comes up. And then the food and hunger card comes up. Okay. Transportation, imprisonment, or slavery. All right, so Aries, y'all got some pretty interesting things going on here. First of all, some of you Aries may have an enemy from back during the Celtic times. Okay, or either it may be related to magic. Okay, some kind of spiritual war. Some kind of spiritual war in the previous life. Okay. To me, what that is saying to me is that it was based upon possibly some kind of, religious or spiritual rite, something having to do with that, some kind of spiritual warfare surrounding, not meshing well as far as spiritually. More than likely, from what I'm picking up is that this has something to do with Christianity. Okay, something, because obviously Celtics believed in something totally different from Christianity, obviously. Okay. Um, some of you guys may have had a more recent lifetime, especially if you're younger, to where this person either stole or wrecked your car, your vehicle. Another thing that I'm picking up is that if it was a very, very long time ago, somebody may have possibly stolen your horse, because horses were a means of transportation probably like 100 years ago. So someone may have stolen your horse, your mule, your camel, something to do with transportation, something to do with messing up your means of travel. Okay. So in this life, what this person is possibly doing is they are following you around, disabling your vehicles. That's obvious. Somebody is messing up your cars, Aries. This goes back to the past life. Okay. This person doesn't want you to go anywhere. They don't want you to progress forward for some reason. Going back to the Celtic, Aries, this person wanted to control you. Okay. So a lot of you Aries with this imprisonment or slavery card, some of you Aries may have been like a criminal or a bandit in a previous life. And so this person may have been someone that brought you to justice. But then again, this person possibly could have been a slave master to you, because the imprisonment or slavery card comes up. So in this life, this person has a strong desire to punish you, to lock you up. This person is possibly in current day trying to trump charges against you, filing false reports against you. This person is possibly dragging you in and out of court on some, just some frivolous things. They may be filing false reports against you, possibly filing false CPS reports against you. Okay, because they want you to suffer in this life. Okay. Some of you Aries have a person with this food and hunger card coming up. Some of you Aries may be suffering from gang stalking. And in this gang stalking, what you can tell is that food has been coming up missing. This person, you can tell that their personality, they enjoy taking your food. So some of you Aries may have been robbed in the recent months, or at some point in your life, Aries, you were robbed of things in your refrigerator. Okay. That was not a coincidence. It was not random, is what your spirit guides are saying. Some of you Aries specifically had somebody rob your refrigerator. Okay. You came in and this happens. People will come in and they will rob you of food. When that incident happened, that came from a past life. A lot of y'all Aries literally had just ordered or had went to the grocery store and got like $300 worth of food, and you came home and your refrigerator was robbed. That happens, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Okay. Also, another thing is that there was some of you Aries have a dark past life, and this is going to be very few of you, but some of you guys were kidnapped in a previous life. Some of you guys were actually dealing with a criminal in the past life. okay? To where that person kidnapped you, starved you of food. This possibly could have been a caretaker from a previous life that neglected you. Okay, so this may have something to do with your parent. If you were an Aries that got like, sort of abused with food, like to where you were denied food, especially if it was your parents. See, I don't agree with that. I have 4 children. I don't believe in denying children food. That's considered to be neglect. Okay. So this actually happened in the past life, and it may have happened to some of you Aries in this life, to where you were punished using food. Some of you guys may have a partner or a significant other that, like, if that person was angry at you or mad at you, they would deny you food. They would try in some kind of way to make it impossible for you to eat. And this is manifesting psychologically as well, because I feel like that person may have, tried to shame you for being hungry, tried to facilitate some kind of ED in you. Yeah, they were trying to make you have an eating disorder. And so for some of you guys, this is an extremely painful experience. Okay. Now the forgiveness card comes up, and I'm this one right here. I feel like Spirit is saying that it has not been forgiven. This energy is still just as toxic as it was back then, and it is affecting your current life. Now, a lot of you Aries may be having some anger, okay, that you've manifested. Just you were just born angry. Like, why is this person so angry? What is up with all this unresolved anger? Because your soul is not forgiven. And this must have been a very, very, very recent past life. But this can go all the way back to what Spirit is saying for some of you, to the 1600s. Okay, a lot of you guys do need to forgive that life so that it won't affect this life. Okay, a lot of you guys need to forgive that, because it has manifested in this life. A lot of you Aries are feeling like somebody is trying to control when you eat. Okay, and this seems to be extremely triggering for you, because back then, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, this card is very heavy. This card is very heavy. That imprisonment or slavery card. Somebody had you as like you were either, this may be going back to a lifetime where you may have been a slave. And it's affecting you, it's making you angry, and it's also causing you to not be able to move forward. It's causing a lot of obstacles in your life, to the point where you still feel like a slave. Okay? You still feel like a slave. You may be an Aries that has a, especially if you're a certain race, you may be an Aries that has an extreme, just this consciousness of being a slave. But slavery is over. Even though we know that people have slaves still illegally, slavery is over. But that experience that you had as a past life, in the past life, is so strong that you can't live this life and be happy. Okay? Your spirit guides are urging you to forgive for that. Otherwise your life is going to be, I mean, think about it. If you continue to allow that past life to affect this life, then you might as well be living in the past. It's history repeating itself. So that's why you have to forgive and you have to move forward, Aries. I don't have my book. I don't need it, to be honest with you. Actually, yes, I do. I have it right here. I kind of wanted to read that forgiveness card, but that's pretty much what that card is saying, is that, you need to forgive that life. Otherwise, you're just like it's 2022, Aries. And a lot of you guys may even have issues with feeling disconnected from your body, feeling disconnected from your mind. This is a past life regression. Trauma coming out of nowhere. And then even some of you guys may have at some point like falsely accused people of doing things that they didn't do. And people may be looking at you like, is this person delusional? Because none of that ever happened. But that's because your memory of that past life is so sharp. It is so sharp that you and people are, and I will tell you that I'm just here to help. This is not about criticizing somebody. Okay. This is about getting you to a point where you can move forward. You are a different person in this lifetime. You are not starving. I mean, even if you were having financial problems, they got all kind of food banks and food stamps. Okay, food is available very abundantly. So even if you did have a problem with getting food, but you guys are so stuck in that past life to where you can't even really eat sometimes. Sometimes you can't eat. You can't enjoy the food. Food is a trigger for you. Okay. Even if none of this happened to you in this life, being that it comes from a past life, this is all about your memory. This is all about the spirits and the energy that is resonating within your soul. Uh-oh. Ooh, thank you guys. Okay. This is what that is doing. So in order for you to move forward, you got to deal with this. You got to deal with this, Aries. This is pretty heavy. And some of y'all may have even had issues with the law because of it as well. Now, again, for those of you that were criminals or bandits in the past life, you may be suffering from some kind of persecution. Okay? You may be suffering from some kind of persecution, being persecuted unfairly. I've had it happen to me. Okay? So I know exactly how you feel. You're being accused of all these things that you didn't do. And you're like, what? I've never done that. What is that? That's coming from a past life. And a lot of you guys may have even suffered because of it. Okay. This card right here, the transportation card, I feel like it does somehow create obstacles within your transportation. What I'm seeing with this forgiveness card, big time, I don't know why I'm seeing spirits traveling through you, through the etheric, because they want to continue to punish you. So there's a lot of things that are happening to you because these spirits have direct access to you. Okay. Spirits from a past life will travel dimensions to get to you because they're, and not real sure, I can't explain the unexplainable, as to why those etheric doors are even open. Why are these doors even open? Why are they open to some people and not all of them? It's a possibility that those doors were opened purposely. It just depends. because it doesn't make any sense for, what I see through this card is spirits just traveling to you. That's what I can see. Like, I'm not just going off of that. And I do feel that someone is doing work on you. You have an enemy from that past life that, they definitely are practicing esoteric knowledge on you. And it's very, very random. You're like, why is this person doing this to me? This is why. They're living in the past. And in this life, they may have felt like they didn't have very much empowerment, especially if you're an Aries that has a lot of problem with other women. These women possibly could have been men in past lives. They may have been, and I can definitely sense some rape. Okay, just with that imprisonment or slavery card, there's definitely, so a lot of you guys, a lot of you Aries, you may not be able to exactly, you may have some kind of sexual dysfunction going on too. Okay. Okay. All right, Aries, that's your reading. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you need to reach me, the link to my website is below. Okay, get some help with all this. This is pretty bad right here. Get some help with that. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Blessings.